Hey guys, it's Mr. SLIN, and today's video is about movement as a scout. Most of you guys out there are very familiar with the scout's ability to double jump, or if you're playing matchmaking and using the atomizer, the very overpowered triple jump. But having good movement as a scout is so much more than hitting spacebar with the right timings. Scouts move quickly, hit hard, and can spin circles around their opponents, so it's wise to study up and figure out how to best use his abilities. I can't cover everything in this video, but I'll cover 3 major topics, and then if you guys have follow-up questions, you can let me know and I'll address them in another video. Today we're talking about air strafing, 1v1 movement, and the Null-Movement Script. Air strafing. There's so many videos covering air strafing in source games on YouTube. If you just Google how to air strafe YouTube, you'll find tons of videos, but I think that the biggest thing for Scout is applying air strafing to your in-game movement. When you're rocket jumping as a soldier or sticky jumping as a demo man, everyone knows that you can air strafe to land in the right spot, but so many people forget to do it on other classes like Scout or Pyro. Scout can use his double jump to get height, so you should be air strafing to make it harder to figure out where you're going to land. You get bonus points with the teacher if you know how to do things like 360 spins if you're in trouble, or trying to reload that extra shot when you need to secure the kill. Air strafing is not only good for killing people, but it's also good to know for general map movement too. There's tons of jumps that you can do as you work your way around the map, and being able to air strafe and guarantee that you consistently hit those jumps will save you time in a match and is extremely valuable. Plus, air strafing is a useful skill to understand for playing any class and is an essential skill for anyone looking to climb the ranks of TF2. 1v1 movement. Everything that I learned about Scout I learned from Clockwork's MGE Scout Basics video. This video was created 5 years ago, but a lot of the concepts still hold true today, and I'll put a link to the video in the description below so you can watch it yourself. The video itself is only 6 minutes long, but I'm going to save you some time and just summarize the concepts here. Basically, playing Scout is about understanding your 1v1 matchups. Your class is a cleanup class with no splash damage, so you will need to get your kill 1 kill at a time. So as you're playing the game, you'll acquire your next target, assess the threat, and then zap the shit out of it. Each class needs to be approached differently, and if you understand their strengths and weaknesses, you can exploit them. Versus Scout, you'll want to do something called mirror movement. If he moves to your left, you move to your left. If he moves to your right, you move to your right. This minimizes the amount of movement that you have to do with your crosshair, because if he goes left and you go right, you have to swing your crosshair over to the left to hit your shot, and it's a much more difficult shot to hit than moving with your target. So mirror movement is a really helpful technique to use. Versus Soldier, it's all about using the high ground and messing around with the props to waste your opponent's rockets. Soldiers have long reload times, so get him to waste a few rockets before closing in for the kill. Versus Demo Man, it's very similar since Demo Men also have long reloading times. The difference here is that demos really suck at close range, and they don't have a hard time hitting you on the props with their stickies, so focus instead on closing the gap quickly to force him into a defensive position. Once you push his face, he'll be forced to put stickies at his feet instead of using them to kill you or your teammates. Null-Movement Script. This is a scripting secret that newer players take a long time to discover, so pay attention. Strafing back and forth with A and D is about juking your opponent and making yourself unpredictable. However, if you mess up your AD-AD movement, you might run into a situation where you hit both A and D at the same time, and if you do this, your character stops moving altogether. You might not think this happens to you very often, but it's very easy to get lazy with your fingers and accidentally hold both keys down as you transition from A to D and vice versa, and you might stand still for a microsecond, making you an easier target to hit. This is known as stutter stepping, and it's very useful in a game like Counter-Strike where you need to stand absolutely still as you take the shot for maximum accuracy. But in TF2, your shots are 100% accurate even when moving at full speed, so you should try and stay moving as much as possible. One way you can do this is by using the Null-Movement Script, which I've linked in the pastebin in the description of this video. The Null-Movement Script prevents that movement lockup from occurring when you hit A and D at the same time, so you can mash your fingers on WASD and never be afraid of stutter stepping ever again. Warning! Some people like stutter stepping because they feel like it improves their movement. Feel free to keep stutter stepping if you'd like, but I think that the Null-Movement Script helps out a ton and I use it on every class. What do you guys think? Have you used the Null-Movement Script? Does it make your play better? Give it a try and let me know what you think in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.